Asia is expected to account for close to half of global construction by 2020. What is it about this region that continues to support such growth? Now that you're sort of on the front lines, can you demystify that trend for us?
You know, I think it's pretty straightforward. I mean, it's driven by some very fundamental factors. I mean, if you just look globally, you know, you got 7 billion people in the world. And, you know, to me, it's not only the growth in population, but it's where that population is living. 2010 was the first time in history that more than half the world's population were urban dwellers instead of rural. And if you look at Asia, the urbanization, you know, still has a long way to go. And it's one of the key drivers of economic growth and development. And I think, you know, the run on that, you know, there's a long way to go. I mean, China, in essence, is creating a new Chicago every 6 weeks with their urbanizing population. And as that urbanization happens, if you think of the requirements, you know, in terms of infrastructure to make that happen, you know, at CAT we always like to say the road to progress begins with the road, period. And the build out of infrastructure, sewer, water, housing, the other things that have to happen is just a tremendous driver of growth that I think is going to play out in Asia, you know, for a number of years to come.
So how about after 2020? How about after that settles and plateaus? What are you looking at? What's CAT looking at down the road?
You know, long term, you know, not only, I think Asia offers tremendous opportunities, but if you just look around the world, you know, 3 of the fastest 10 growing cities in the world today exist in Africa. You know, a continent, you know, that you know, I've got a lot of experience and time and lived on, and it's got tremendous balance or focus in terms of natural resources and things that really could, you know, provide impetus for growth. It's been hamstrung by corruption and you know, lack of stability in terms of governments, but even there's some pockets that are starting to show some stability there. Latin America used to go through a financial crisis every 3 years. I was in Brazil during the whole Lehman Brothers and the global financial crisis, and in a discussion with a customer that night as we watched the global markets melt down, and his comment was, I don't know what you're so worried about. We've been going through you know, financial crisis every 3 years for the last 50, but we're seeing some stability. Good growth opportunities in Peru, Chile, Brazil. You're seeing advancements in areas like Colombia.
Colombia's a tremendous story.
Tremendous story. So great opportunities there. The other one that sometimes comes as a surprise, when people say, where do you see tremendous growth opportunities long term? I always come back to the opportunities right here. You know, if you look at the U.S., you know, a little bit of a renaissance in terms of manufacturing. If we would have had this debate 10 years ago, and would have said that the U.S. has the opportunity for energy independence, you would have said no way. North Dakota just passed Alaska in terms of oil production.
That's amazing.
Think about it.
Yeah.
And in you know, the other opportunity that, you know, definitely the housing situation's behind us. We're seeing improvement there. And at some point in time, we're going to figure out that our infrastructure is in a state of disrepair, and there's a huge investment opportunity that comes with that. And you know, if you look at infrastructure investment, what it does for job creation, you know, the multiplier effect that comes with it, there's a lot of good things that could happen right here close to home.